Alex, what is the next Nvidia stock? And that is the question I want to answer for you today and have that conversation going forward. Hello, welcome back to Family Investment. Yes, we're gonna answer the incredible question. But before we answer, folks are thinking, Alex, why are we even going there? Nvidia is gonna go 1,590 like you said on video. Why do we even bother? Again, normal human behavior. I've been listening to my viewers and we need to seek for alternatives. That's the reason, number one. And number two, do you know that stocks like VST and VRT just went by us? 120, 150% individually. I tweeted it, I missed it myself. And before that, left 10x. Stocks out there are still growing. There are loads of hidden gems. They feel that they've missed the bandwagon. So we have to revisit the question.
But wait a minute, isn't AMD the ultimate rival to Nvidia? They will be the next one that goes 10x.
Before I explain, please remember to press and like the subscribe and the like button. Leave a comment below. And now, let me explain that to you. AMD, Nvidia, look at the stats up here. Huge difference in the last 2 years, 3 years. Why? It's because Nvidia has scale. They have CUDA. They have all the software that's built in. AMD is severely lacking behind and will be for the next few years. Profit margin for Nvidia is around about 75, 76%. Big fat profit every single quarter. AMD is still struggling. So at the moment, they're no longer rivals. They're already dispatched very far up. To be the next Nvidia, you need 5 conditions. Huge. What are the 5 conditions? Firstly, as I've seen on my chart here, as beautiful buy trigger chart, it gives a lot of information. First is the revenue. You need accelerating revenue growth, especially with your Blackwell, your chips, your CUDA, your expansion with your Jetsons. The revenue will grow and grow and grow. And secondly is the valuation, where you're still undervalued, where no matter how much folks are buying, pumping it to 2.2 trillion, it is still undervalued because of the forecast going forward. And 3, the growth of 60%. And you go big that. Find a stock in the next 5 years plus the last 2 years going 60%. Number 4, profit margin of 75% going to 76%. Doing like that, like software company, is incredible. And finally, a big fat profit at the end. That's what investors like. If you find a stock with this 5 condition, then you found your next Nvidia. So the first part of finding the next Nvidia, let's visit credible investors or analysts. Okay, let's go Jesse Cohen of investing. And he named 3 stocks that could be the next Nvidia on his tweet here. And let me add the 4th one, Dell. So you got now AMT, NTNX, and Dell. You know, potentially that could be the next Nvidia. You read so convincing when you read his tweets. But let me tell you why. Overvaluation. Okay, now it's currently, for my valuation, 425, sitting at 740. Would you buy in? It's already almost double. AMT, 185 share price. My valuation is 128. Would you buy in now? It's overvalued. NTNX, 42. My valuation, 73, almost double. And Dell looks great. They've 100% this year, $161 per share. But with my valuation, 138. But folks are saying, Alex, you could be wrong. Your data could be wrong. But no. These are the forecasts that I use. Unless these guys have got information I don't have. Now for the second part. Let's talk about high growth companies. Nvidia is 60% growth. We are going for the next 5 years and also plusing the last 2 years. We need companies along that regime, okay? Now going to my buytrigger.io, the free database that I use for my own research and I share with you, everybody publicly. You can go buytrigger.io, link below. Looking at the list, I have put them in an order on the welcome page. From the highest to the lowest, Nvidia stands out. Super micro, let's shelve that. Let's talk about it. Uber, Robinhood, I am not a fan of that just now to compare. Why? Because they could go up and down 40%. The volatility is not in order with Nvidia, which is plus minus 15%. Okay, we got AMD, okay, shelf it aside as well. Amazon, Shopify, Netflix, ARM, they're starting to go down the ranks. So those guys are not as high growth as Nvidia. Start off with Supermicro. Great. 10x already. Many people have made money. Are we too late? Are we too early? At the moment, the valuation for me as it stands is 830, 33% growth. My only problem, it looks like a one-trick pony. And with the cyclicals of semiconductor, it could come crushing down. 20, 30% drop. Possibility, we've seen it already. So I would try to skip SMCI as a comparison to Nvidia. And for the second one, AMD, like I said just now, AMD, great. The stats are great. Only problem with AMD is they're not making the amount of profit like Nvidia. When are they going to do that? I don't know. There's a bit of a zero-sum error between two of the best high performance and two of the gaming sector and the embedded are just cancelling them out. Until they make great net profit, investors will start pumping in. But without that, we are not going anywhere, touching close to AMD just now. But again, still a great company. Now for the third part, we're getting closer. I'm
very hard to impress, huh? And very, very hard to impress.
I'm looking for companies that's still under its valuation. I'm looking for company with growth. We can't get 30% growth, but we're looking for a good 15% above growth, okay? And then one with big chunky profit. Things that can have margin to turn them around to be as
close to Nvidia as possible, okay?
So three companies I'll state out just now and I'll speak about them one by one. AVGO, TSMC, and Facebook Meta. The reasons why I say these three are as close as you can get. Okay, for AVGO Broadcom, okay, the price on my valuation 1,600. They're sitting about 1,004, sometimes 1,002, and they fluctuate between plus and minus 15%, which is close to Nvidia. 16% growth, and hoping they can grow even further. They've got their ups and downs. They're trying to gain momentum. They could possibly stock split as well. And AVGO not just got the hardware, but also the software element, as my tweet, as I say, from VMware to Sysantec to enterprise server, and with the communication sector, and they can compete with Nvidia. Sometimes they could even complement Nvidia in this whole circular boom. That's what I like about AVGO Broadcom. Secondly is TSMC. TSMC is almost the perfect stock. Without TSMC, we wouldn't be here today. Apple wouldn't be here today. Nobody could be here today for that precision. Okay, 172 is my valuation. And every time they release, it keeps going up. 14% growth, and it's gripping up again. It could hit 16. And the value just now, 140, 150. And they fluctuate between plus minus 10%, even better than Nvidia, and they pay high dividends. The only risk with TSMC is the China and Taiwan tension. Anything goes down, doom and gloom, boom. But if TSMC go down, Nvidia will go down as well. And the last one is Meta, Facebook, 547 on the valuation. Net buy trigger at 385. It could go higher depending on the earnings. 15% growth could grow higher, and the capex is significant, and the profit margin is also significant because technically the software company is delivering AI, now going to hardware with the glasses and many other things, disrupting the technology. I do like them. I'm monitoring them. Loads of negative press as always, like everybody else, Tesla and everybody else. This is where we are. So if you're asking me, are any of these three closest to Nvidia? I would say if you combine all these three into your portfolio, you could get close to Nvidia. You cannot get a single company in the world that can compete with Nvidia just now in terms of growth and the share price rising. But if you get these three companies, at least you get a bit of broadening. Okay, I personally myself, I show you my chart. This is the latest I have, and I do own Nvidia at the top, and also these three companies within the top 5 of my stocks. Before I go, I just want to say thank you. I hope you click like and subscribe. And just to summarize, there will not be another company that's close to Nvidia in this decade. But a couple of combination of the ones I've said in this video could be potential. But end of the day, your portfolio needs to diversify. It needs to spread out a bit. And click and like and subscribe. Follow me on X for more in future. Maybe we got more videos about the next AMD or the next